night and day powers early in a dynamic to teach the player, since there was a bunch of night and day dynamic early on. And I feel like forcing the player to wait is just senseless.
Well, forcing them to wait if they don't know what they're doing.
You know what I mean. And now, after we get the moon powers, I'm going to take a detour and go, you know, smash that one monster list, because that will be infinitely easier. Having night abilities is just a convenient... I mean, I'm glad that they give you night abilities, but... Oh, damn it. You and your damn combo. I got him.
Yeah, he's dead.
I win. Booyah. It's just a matter of game design to me, and I said we would talk about it when it was time to talk about it, but this basically is a power that radically changes the game, where all of a sudden I can make it night, meaning if something happens at night, that's no longer an inconvenience of waiting.
Which is like a funny thing of due to, I believe you actually can get the these dolls in any order because of that. The funny
Not really.
You can't.
I needed water for the one woman to leave. The kid screamed.
Oh yeah.
I would need the water power, but technically I could get the water power and leave.
Yeah.
And I don't have to get the dog, but that's...
But at that point...
You might as well.
Yeah.
You might as well at that point. Why even... Like, you know... Because you're already at the bamboo area, so what point is there in, you know, leaving? Oh, you get my point. And that's kind of my mindset, where you can sort of get them in any order, however, I feel like you don't really have a good reason to get them in a different order than what I'm doing. Also because I never showed it if you just... Hold on. Whoops.
He wasn't out of the ground.
God damn it. Not too late. Crap. I never showed that off. You can brush people. Which is an alternate, decent, sort of quick kill method. I'm gonna grab it.
It confuses when you cover an enemy in ink. It
confuses them, and
which I think basically stops most things they were doing.
Yeah, when the combat, like, gets going stupid fast, where you have tons of ink and damage, and you just slash, power slash, like, fang, and it's just so freaking cool. I'm gonna grab an extra mermaid coin, and we're going to go off the beaten path to go monster hunt. I'm gonna be a monster hunter.
You see, it's funny, because it's also Capcom. Didn't that series also start on the PS2? You know, I've always...
yeah.
You know, I always wanted to get into Monster Hunter, but I'm kind of super afraid to, because apparently that is a series that, at least for a while there, every new game made giant innovations to, like, the formula, and because of that, the older games have apparently kind of aged like milk.
Since we had to make some money.
Apparently the original, like, PS2 Monster Hunter, it has not aged.
Because we're gonna get more money back from hunting, and then, you know, that'll be good. Get a mermaid token. Come out here. Swim around. And last time where I said opening the one spring in the past was important, this is why I did that. Because now that we can make it night, I can hunt down these scrolls rather easily. And this is a perfect example of, like, it's literally night again. Unlimited night. Any semblance of daytime can be eliminated. Now, I don't... Oh, wait, he died. Oh, just in time. Oh, yeah. I don't remember where the scrolls are, unfortunately.
I seem to remember one of them actually... You might want to turn around, because I seem to remember one of them actually being around the Cutter's house.
That's one. Defend the repugnant.
Okay, nothing will beat the Swindler of Progress. I fucking love, like, the naming schema for things in Bayonetta.
Swindler of Progress.
Oh, that was their title.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the enemy, like, was, because it was the angels being named after stuff like, you know, like, justice and applause and stuff. The demons were, of course, negative things, like sins, like sloth and whatnot.
Defend, knocks them out.
Which I swear, whoever designed that enemy thought they were fucking funny, because the sloth enemy is one of the fastest erratic enemies in that game. Also, fuck Grace and Glory.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I would say I don't know why that enemy...
Good God.
I would say I don't know why that enemy came back in Bayonetta 2, but then I remember that one of the secret missions in the level where you're using the giant mechs has you fight like 4 of them, and then I remember, oh, that's why you're here.
And this is why you gold dust, because, sweet Jesus, this is a really good reflector. Gonna drop an emergency save. So far, this version's been stable, but because I'm not sure if the cartridge-based version will randomly crash those contingency emergency saves.
Oh, look, we found another.
It's another fish. Red Devil, the... Damn it. I didn't read what it said in time. I was checking something. Oh, come on. Hold on. Cut. Yes. The detested. That time I got it. Detested. Depth 10's Mantisk.
Yes.
You always going on about that.
Because it's Mantisk. It's not a Mantis. Then again, like, all the Zero series boss names are great. I can only remember a few off the top of my head.
Hold on.
Wait, how did you get grapes? Did you cut the tree outside the boundary?
A lot of times you will hit things that are semi-tangible. So, yes. Yes, I did.
Huh.
Knuckles' favorite fruit is grapes.
Yes.
That's an actual Sonic fact.
Yes. Where was that initially stated? Was that in the manual?
Hold on. Ignore the moles.
Right, like I said, right around it, so go check the...
I'm gonna check that one first.
Where was the Knuckles, like, grapes thing stated? Was that a manual?
That was a manual, and then it kind of became a joke.
Well, because before Generations, there were no grapes growing on, like, Sky Sanctuary or something, and then Generations added that detail in there.
I don't think there's any down here.
I seem to remember it, something being behind their house.
That was a stray bead we got. And that little bonus water area that isn't a stray bead, it's just a, like...
Oh yeah, and then the pile of leaves.
treasure item. This map is huge, so waiting until you have the ability to keep making it night fixes one of the biggest...
Oh, found another one.
Bulging eyes, the... despised. Okay. I can English.
It's our first language, I swear.
Sometimes I have to double take words because English is a weird language.
Oh, English is bullshit.
Yeah.
You think English is bullshit now, you should go look at old English.
This leaves 2 more. While we're over here, might as well check. I can cut around to these, but we were talking, and with the ability to make it night, I don't have to... I need you to drop down. Then they get the instant defense. You shatter the defense. Kill them in 3 hits. You can do the same thing. Shatter it. And this goes to what I was saying early on in Okami, that as you play the game and get more powerful, you have instantly way more ability to defeat things, where the game, I feel, gets way easier simply because so much of the game can be done, like, in a matter of seconds, like this. And you can make an argument, oh, but those are early game imps. But think about it at the beginning of the game, when a red imp would take, like, an entire combo, and now I'm cleaving through them in, like, 2 hits. Also, I want to perpetuate night. Because that... Oh, come Come on. Come on. One slash. Like, look at these guys! We could barely combo these guys!
Yeah.
And now, all of a sudden, I'm cleaving through them, like...
And now they bite the dust.
This game gets infinitely easier! It just does! Hold on. I think I could feed some horses.
Yes.
No. Feed the horse! And we reiterated earlier that later on there are more reasons to get Demon Fang, so I'm making a habit of getting as many as I can at the moment, just because I know later on I need more.
One of the later items I seem to remember costing around 100.
I think that's a straight bead. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, look, found another one.
Curse Gil the Repulsive. Now I'm thinking about from Star Fox where Crystal became Cursed. Cursed with a K, by the way.
Well, it was Crystal was a K.
Yeah, but she's Cursed.
And on like all the shit Mortal Kombat it does, isn't Crystal was a K an actual name?
Yeah. So, I tell that ending to people that don't know it. They think I'm just spouting off fanfiction.
Oh no. Oh, you are spouting off fanfiction. It's just fanfiction that got into an official Nintendo product.
I love the Cursed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on the DS, they had Command?
Yeah, I believe it's Command.
It's the Star Fox. I think it's Star Fox Command. You could get different endings, and a lot of the endings are just weird. Like,
well, a lot of those are actually honestly depressing as fuck.
yeah, and one was like the Star Fox team like disbanded, and Crystal and like Fox broke up. So Crystal, basically, and I mean this very seriously, started dating Panther, but because she was like dating someone that was evil, she started kind of being associated as being evil, and then literally because of sort of the ridicule and dating a villain, she decided to no longer be Crystal, but to become Cursed with a K and continue her, like, revelry of evil. And
like, most of the Command endings are honestly really depressing as fuck. My favorite ending for just how sad it is, the reason Command has multiple endings, it basically, I believe you have multiple paths, and, like, depending on what path you take and what happens in, like, a mission, that's what changes the ending. One of the endings is like basically because Crystal died, Fox got like depressed as fuck, so he essentially throws up his hands and says, "Fuck it, I'ma go race not F-Zero machines." That is like literally an ending. Fox gets like so depressed.
him and Falco go race the fake F-Zero. I think the final...
I seem to remember the final one being...
I think they were in the upper area.
Yeah, I seem to remember them being on one of the upper parts.
No, there's a Vine shortcut path up, but I want to take the long path through the tunnel. Because if I go through the tunnel, I can get this one item. We're going to have to backtrack a little bit later, but I just want to show off something kind of funny. And I can keep making it night, so if I get to the top. So, there's a few treasure chests on fire in that upper tunnel, and there's a little bit of water. You can use. Oh yeah, and if you come back, there are foxes. So that's the thing. That's just convenient. Here we go. So I can get the treasure chest in here. And if you get creative, I believe you can ass pull both of these. Where, like, you can get that one. And, like, this is a... Yeah. And now, the treasure chest they want you to wait on, but I believe you can ass pull if you do it right. Because you can, like...
Did you do it?
No. Because it's off. It's around the corner, but I believe it is possible if you're, like... Because if you notice when you're walking...
You have to have the treasure chest on screen. Then, like, start drawing. I think you have to tilt the camera.
Once you're drawing, it fixes. I'll make it 90 minutes. Guess we could always come back for that.
Yeah, just wait on it.
Yeah, because once you're drawing, it kind of fixes, but... Oh!
No, the chest despawned. If the chest is in the middle of despawning like that, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Almost! I believe that's a stray bead. So... That is the best thing. Because I think the last guy's up here.
I remember them being up here on that staircase.
Where did that purple guy go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, that stopped their animation of going...
Exactly.
That stopped them from going underground.
Yeah, and that's a good tip. I just forgot to... It's a good tip. I just forgot to show it off. Because I showed how the enemies functioned. Because when I was watching some blind runs, someone without me saying it had picked up on that. And I was like, oh, so they actually picked up on the fact that you could do that, and I forgot to mention it in the LP, so now I'm using the LP as a reason to show that little trick off. I think it's this scroll. Nope. Because that's a really good trick to know you can do. Because enemies are active as soon as they pop up. Meaning, if you get really good at reading the room, you can ink or power slash or something. Okay. Feed the deer. Now, let's go back to... I think it is up here. My mind remembers a scroll. I'll double check the far side and then I'm going to turn back around. Okay. I mean, we could have easily walked past the scroll up here. Ah! It's not it, but there wasn't.
I think, like, if it is up here, it is really close to the cliff because as I remember it being either up here
Nice.
or on that one staircase, and if it was up here, I jumped it down like off the cliff after getting it.
Oh, I'm gonna perpetuate night. I just turned night into... If it's this one, I'm gonna laugh. Ah!
Look at that, I was right! I remembered it being close to the edge of the cliff.
But it was up here. Weirdo the Abherent.
What the fuck does Abherent mean?
Or, some people pronounce that as abhorrent.
Fuck this language.
I'm down here, weirdo. Whatever you do, don't fuse me with weirdos. Proceeds to fuse them with the actual enemy that at the time was classified as weirdo. I was... In the basic Persona 1 early English, there's a demon. And the demon says, whatever you do, don't fuse me with weirdos. One of the demon types was translated as weirdos. Proceeds to fuse them with literal weirdos.
I wonder what that ends up getting you. Because it would be hilarious if that got you something good.
Oh, damn it.
You were a bit too high.
I think you do get a really good fusion out of that. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, this is a very similar question to last time because I think this topic is very important. If you had to shift powers around in this game to different points, would you move the power that lets you turn day into night earlier in the game than when you normally get it? Because, like I asked in my other question, I don't think this power is super game-breaking if you had been given it early. So I would love to know how many people would have moved the power to an earlier point in the game. I think you should have been given this power in Shinshu Field, but because I asked a similar question to this last time, I wanted to follow up with an interesting question. If you do disagree with having access to this power earlier on in the game, what is your reason for disagreeing with that point? Can you provide a convincing argument on why having this power early would break the game? Because, in my opinion, all it would do is speed the game up and stop you from wasting time, especially when it comes to unlocking Cherry Bomb, because that event only works at night. Anyway, I know the question was similar, but I was thinking about this a lot and thought I would ask a bit of a follow-up to my initial question because I love discussions. If you can provide me with a valid argument, I would love to hear it. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord link, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. See you later.